Today we are going to learn about the function levels. And the function level, first level is unit testing. What is the unit? So unit, which is nothing but when we're dealing with any other sources like power, current, electricity, something like, we have every measurement as its own units. Unit is nothing but a small part. So same like in software testing, unit testing is nothing but the checking the smaller parts in an application. So checking the smaller parts in the application. Just take an example. If you go for Facebook, right? I don't know whether I can open Facebook or not. Let me open it. If you see the Facebook, every page has its individual many components. Okay. Let me. Let's open my phone, right? Is a network issue. Okay, smart will look, or else you look use. Okay, the TSRTC. Okay, or any RTC, IRCTC. We'll go for IRCTC. In this is a page which contains number of elements like username, password, login button, forgot mail ID, like something like alert is coming. So at stations, promotions, meals, something like I could able to see many units in this page. I could see many components. So this image is one component, this image is one component, this is a text box, one component, this is another text box, this is a date pop-up, and this is a checkbox. So something like it, I could see many different components. Each component we call it as unit. So I need to check how the from text box is working. I need to check two text box how the two text box is working. I need to check how the date pop-up is working. I need to check other links, cash offer, something else, cashback offer, something like there are n number of elements are there. So each element I need to check how the each element is working fine or not. So that is nothing but unit testing. So the grammatical definition of unit testing is the goal of unit testing is to ensure or isolate each part in the program, each part of the program, and show that the individual parts, whatever I'm showing, right, that the individual parts are correct. So this is nothing but the goal or aim of going for unit testing. So basically, let me write who will perform the unit testing. Basically, unit testing will be performed by many organizations. Unit testing will be performed by developers, but QA team also sometimes will work on the unit testing. So that's why I call it as it will be performed by both developers and QA members. QA means testing team. And come to method. I do agree. You don't know the automated method. In further classes, we deal with the methods. So as of now, blindly write the method. It follows method is white box method. So when we deal with method, right, in further classes, we came to know what is white box method. So this is nothing but unit testing. The second one is integration testing. If you see the integration, so it is very important. So entry point of view, many people ask what is integration testing. If you see the term integration, integrate or integrated, what mean integrated? So we have seen ICs, right? Integrated chips or integrated circuits. So here also integration is nothing but if you see the integrated circuits, nothing but it contains n number of transistors, right? So like NPN transistors and PNP transistors. I think many people learn those type of semiconductors. So it contains N-type semiconductor and P-type semiconductor, means trivalent and pentavalent semiconductors. When with these two combine and if it's working as expected, then it will call it as a transistor, which means different components are integrated here. So integration testing nothing but we are connecting to different components and those components should work as expected. So let's take an example. I have an account in Darjeeling or in Delhi. Let's consider I have account in Delhi, which is nothing but my SBI account, and I need to send this amount, transfer my amount to an account which is in Tamil Nadu. Same account, SBI account. So if I want to transfer amount from Delhi SBI to Tamil Nadu SBI, obvious, the amount will be transferred without any issues. So how can I know whether these two accounts are communicated or not? How can I say? Whenever the amount is transferred, I can tell that yes, these two accounts are linked properly. So who have done this establishment? This is nothing but integration testing. So different account is communicating with to the another account which is different. It's nothing but this SBI IFSC code will be different and account number is different. Come to Tamil Nadu, this SBI IFSC code is different and account is different. So these two accounts are integrating with, or interacting or communicating with each other. If they are not communicating with each other, so my integration got failed. So this is nothing but integration testing. Is nothing but checking or establishing communication between two or more components. So only Delhi SBI to Tamil Nadu SBI is possible? No, it can be possible to Telangana, it can be possible to Andhra Pradesh, it can be possible to anywhere, Maharashtra or Arunachal Pradesh. So that means we are establishing a communication between the two channels, different channels. So these type of communication establishment is nothing but integration testing. Let's take a basic example which we are using in IT sector. So I have Gmail account. So whenever I enter my username and password in my login page, whenever I click on login button, then I could able to see the inbox page. So this username password page is different and inbox page is different. So these two have to be communicated with each other. Inbox has to tell that username password page that whether you have given username password correct or not. Then username password page, obvious inbox page is communicating that yes, I have provided my valid username password. Could you please show me the inbox? So this is nothing but page-to-page communications. So this is nothing but integration testing. So in one way, what is integration testing? It is nothing but checking the communication between two or more modules or components, anything, components or pages, components. So checking the communication, nothing but interaction between interaction or integration between two or more modules or components is nothing but integration testing. So we have different types of integration testing, right? The first one is top bottom approach. Let us consider I want to create a Gmail account. I want to create a Gmail server. For that, initially I need first of all I need Gmail URL. As per my knowledge, later I need Gmail username password page or home page. After this home page, next thing is Gmail inbox. After the inbox, I need to have the Gmail compose, because without compose we can't go for send items. So compose Gmail send items, Gmail outbox, something like I'm giving the importance of priority. Okay, so which page has to be initially work on it. So first of all, I need to have URL, then home page. Later I should have inbox. Later I should have compose mailbox, and then I will have send box, send item, next outbox or Gmail personal folder, something like I can prioritize which page or which element has to be created first. So nothing but the importance or important pages are integrated first. Later we'll go to the lower levels. Nothing but from top to bottom. So nothing but we are integrating the components, or we are integrating the here we are integrating from higher levels or higher components to lower level components. So this is nothing but top bottom approach. Nothing but bottom up approach, right? Just a minute. The next one is bottom up approach, right? It is quite opposite to top bottom approach. Nothing but here we are integrating from lower levels to the high level. So first of all, I'll take the what are the lower levels in the application, try to integrate lower levels and go for higher level components. So this is nothing but the opposite of bottom up approach. Nothing but integrate from lower components to higher level components. So this is nothing but bottom up. So the third one is sandwich. What is sandwich approach? Sandwich approach is nothing but it is a combination of bottom up and top bottom. So it is the combination of top bottom and bottom up approaches. So let's consider I have 4 QA members in my team. So what I can suggest, I can suggest 2 people go for top bottom and 2 people I can go for bottom up. So this is nothing but a sandwich approach. So to come to the last is nothing but big bang approach. If you recall the things, the previous classes, we know the Big Bang model, right, in SDLC. So what is the Big Bang model? There is no proper approach to go for doing testing or going for development of the product. So here also we don't approach any top levels or middle levels or bottom levels. So whatever I want to take, I take the component, try to integrate, which is nothing but I know I'm not going to consider this is higher level, this is a lower level. I'll take all the components and do the integration testing. So nothing but consider all components and do integration. So this is nothing but different types in integration testing. Next is system testing, also known as functional testing or blackboard testing. Okay, same here, it will be performed by both developers and QA members. I forgot to mention. In the method also will be the same only, white box. So method implementation method for unit testing and unit integration are white box only. Both will go for white box method. Come next is system testing. So let's take an example. I want to send or I want to transfer fund transfer to my friend account. Okay, what I will do, I will just log into my account. I can give user and password. Customer user and password. Later I can go for I will see my what is the balance in my account. Later I can see whether my friend is added into my add beneficial account or not. So I will go to that page and enter the amount what amount I need to send to my friend. So I can, or else I can click on next to initiate my transfer. So whenever it is successful, so I'm happy and I just log out from my application or log out from my bank account. So which is nothing but my system is working as per my expectations, right? So which is nothing but system testing is nothing but system has to work what we expect. That's it. But indirectly we are checking the both unit testing and integration testing. How means I entered my user and password, which is nothing but unit testing. Whenever I click on my login, I can see my bank account. That means I can see my balance So this is not the integration. So like that, I in integration I can navigate to different pages, fund transfer page or balance transfer page. All those things will be seen in my different integration testing, right? So but system has to work. What I need to expect. So testing the application as a whole, which means our system has to work as per my functional approach. So this is nothing but system testing. So come to methods. Obvious, as per user, I am checking the application, right? System, right? I'm not going to check how the pages are navigating, how the whether I enter the valid username password, right? I'm only checking whether my system is working fine or not. So that's why I'm acting as a user, though. That's why it is performed by QA members. Come to method, this approach is black box method. So this is nothing but system testing. Just rewind. As of now, we have learned about the unit testing, the definition of unit testing. Later, we came to know the what meant integration testing, or the different types in integration testing, and also we know what meant system testing. So this is the basic information about the three levels of testing. So let's have an example. So example to elaborate the difference between unit and integration testing. So let's take a manufacturing a car. For this, what are the units I required? What are the components I required? Obvious. My components required here are something like brake, anything, or tires, accelerator, speed meter, seat, tank, fuel tank. So these are different components. These are different units which are involved in car or anything. We'll have glass, mirrors. So these are all units. They are all units in a car. So whenever these units are manufactured in different sections, right? So each unit has its different functionality. So whenever I create a communication between these all the systems, nothing but whenever I'm going for accelerate and brake, so these two has to communicate with each other. Other whenever I sit in a position and I can handle the steering, right? So my steering has to keep in right side only whenever I'm dealing with Indian people or Indian vehicles. So I can't keep my steering at left side and I can sit in right side, right? So I need to communicate with my steering. I need to communicate with my brake system. I need to communicate with my accelerator. I need to communicate with my mirror, which I can see the back vehicle. What are the vehicle which is coming in my backside, or else something like these units are integrated to communicate with each other. This is nothing but integration testing. So this unit testing, this is integration testing is nothing but creating communication between different parts. Okay, then what about system testing? What about system testing? Sorry, what about system testing? System testing is nothing but whenever my units are working fine, whenever my integration is properly achieved, obvious I can get the mileage. So here mileage is not involved in integration testing. So whenever my unit testing and integration testing are properly working fine, then only I can get the mileage, proper mileage, speed, performance, all those things will be achieved in my system testing, which is nothing but speed, mileage, performance, and etc. So this is nothing but system testing. So this is a basic example whenever we are dealing with the unit integration system testing. Next is system integration testing. This will be learned in next class. Thank you.